Okay, Cowboys and Jets. Your New York Jets. This one's in New York. Cowboys coming off of a thrilling tie. I have to say it like that. Jets coming off a loss. How do we feel about this one? Where do you want to start?
Well, in theory, if the Jets can stop fumbling the ball and committing penalties and just in general making mistakes that hurt themselves, because honestly, they are a handful of plays from being 3-1 instead of 0-4, but those are the things that lose you football games and make you a bad team. In theory, the Jets' blueprint of wanting to run the hell out of the ball with Breece Hall, and Braylon Allen's probably now going to be out for a while, so Breece Hall's going to be the workhorse, and Justin Fields obviously being back at quarterback, that has a big effect on your run game, and the Jets lead the league in read option rate. But in theory, the Jets should be able to run the ball on the Cowboys, because as we've talked about forever, the Cowboys' run defense is also bad. The secondary's caught a lot of flack lately, but they can't defend the run either. The Jets right now, 10th in run blocking grade, because they've got a pretty good offensive line, 13th in impact run block percentage, which is your positively graded run block rate. And then they have the fourth best negatively graded run block rate percentage there. Defeated run block percentage is just the same on the other side. Fourth lowest in the league on that end, so that makes them the fourth best. And the Cowboys, look, we've said it. I think they've been a little bit better on the D-line. Kenny Clark actually has gone in there and helped them a little bit on the interior, but the problem for the Cowboys is when teams get on the second level, their linebackers are struggling. Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn back there, that's the problem they're having now. The last couple years, it's been the first level, that defensive tackle position. It's been really rough to watch. This year, that's a little better. Clark and Odighizu on the inside doing okay, both in the mid to high 60s of run defense grades, but they're linebackers. This was the other concern with the Cowboys, is that they just don't have good enough linebackers to fill in the gaps behind those defensive linemen. So theoretically, the Jets have an opportunity once again to run the ball. But they have to not fumble it at the 1-yard line. They have to not fumble kick returns. They have to not commit 13 penalties. If the Jets don't beat themselves, their offense does have a chance to succeed in this game, because they had a chance to succeed against Miami this past Monday, and they gave the football away again 3 times. So the big mistakes are killing them right now on a down-to-down basis. The Jets' offense doesn't look that bad, especially in the run game, and they have an advantage. They have at least an opportunity, I should say, to score some points in this game on the ground.
I think this game could be closer than people think for the reasons that you mentioned. I want to shout out Dak Prescott, who is playing at an unbelievable level. And I think when people look at the passing grade for Prescott, 90.4 this season through 4 weeks, that's the second highest in the NFL behind only Matthew Stafford. Now, I think the natural thing to say is, well, okay, yeah, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, and you watch George Pickens going off. Well, okay, I hear those, and I had those same exact questions myself, because CeeDee Lamb's obviously not in the lineup, and I just wonder how much it might be a feast or famine with George Pickens going up against Sauce Gardner in this game, right? If Sauce is able to have a really good game against George Pickens, what is the Cowboys' offense after that? Well, turns out it's still pretty damn good. Dak Prescott's passing grade when not throwing to either CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens is still a 90. It's still an elite passing grade so far this season, no matter who he is throwing it to, whether it's wide receiver 3, 4, 5, tight end 2, tight end 1, like whoever it is, he still has an elite passing grade when doing so. And when you look at the Jets, no corner or safety has a season coverage grade above 63 this week or this season. So I tried to think about this game, and I was like, well, in theory, Dak Prescott has, I believe, the highest passing grade under pressure. So you could talk about the Cowboys' offensive line and it being inconsistent and the injuries that they've had, but if Dak Prescott's out under pressure, that's no different than the first 4 weeks, and he has performed extremely well when he's been under pressure. Then I go to, all right, well, what if the Jets shut down George Pickens with Sauce Gardner? Because you could absolutely believe that. I still believe the Cowboys are going to win this game. I still believe that the script is there for them to win it, and as long as Dak is playing the way that he is, I'm going to take him in this game. I got Cowboys 24, Jets 14. I think the Jets could score more than that. It could be like 17, 20, something like that, but ultimately, I think the Cowboys are going to score low to mid-20s, and I think that the Jets are going to either be in the high teens, low 20s, something like that. I just think that I can't bet against the way that Dak Prescott's playing right now, especially looking up the game script that I did, and it's still favoring him to have a good game in New York.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dak Prescott is the reason they can and will win this game. I have it higher scoring than you do. I think the Jets will have some success because this Cowboys defense is still kind of a mess, but I have the Cowboys 30-24. I think a big thing that's hurting the Jets right now is a couple of injuries on defense. One is Jermaine Johnson up front, but I think the big one, Quincy Williams being out at linebacker, and something that concerned me when I watched this Jets team, these backups in the preseason, they have no depth at linebacker at all behind Quincy Williams and Jamie and Sherwood. Sherwood is still out there, but when Quincy Williams got hurt, that really worried me with their front seven because they just don't have anything behind him that's anything close to the level of production that Williams gives them, and he's still going to be out for a while. So I think that's a major problem, both in run defense and in the middle of the field as far as coverage goes. Cowboys 30, Jets 24.
Super Pony, give us a $1.99 super chat. We appreciate you. But the message, Colts are not giving up 28. Trevor's a hater. I'm not a hater. I just think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think Indiana Jones is going to ball out. I think Geno's going to bounce back because he's going to play pissed off and motivated. I think the Colts really struggled last week in coverage. Just saying it's going to be a high-scoring game. Not a hater. Let's pick the Colts to win.
And look out. Like you mentioned, Leatu Latu's coming. He's coming, and there's no Colton Miller. That is a problem. He's been really good this year.
I know. Hold on. What are you trying to tell me for? I said that. I brought that up.
Well, maybe you didn't take enough stock in it.
Maybe not.
You're the guy. You're the king of
much stock.
You're the king of stock up, stock down, aren't you? Isn't that your whole thing?
So shouldn't you trust me with the appropriate amount of stock?
I don't know.
See, got him.
I don't know.
Got his ass, folks.
We're gonna have to figure out in this here. Trevor's stock market.
Did you give us a score?
30-24, Dallas.
30-24. Okay, just wanted to make sure that we got that in there.